so we're getting ready. Okay, we're live.
Okay.
We're gonna do deluxe. What we did, but the Deluxe Resorts last week. So one positive, one negative for the Deluxe Resorts.
Okay.
And we didn't do Pop and Art last week, but I mean they're pretty.
I wasn't on this episode, so but I caught an idea what it.
Yeah,
it
so
was.
we just went around and gave like one
yeah.
thing to think about that's positive for each resort, and one thing to think about, like if you're gonna stay there. Pretty simple, pretty simple. I should have told you that. I didn't think about that.
Well, you'll get my authentic answer because I'm not having much time to think about
it. Was last time too.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this show.
What we do.
Yeah, I know.
What we do.
I love it.
But authentic. And tomorrow or Thursday is going to be I called it BOGP after hours.
Oh my goodness.
It's a short episode. I actually watched, Jared and I both watched the YouTube video today just to see how terrible we were. And it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I just put the audio up so it'll be on the feed on Thursday with a disclaimer at the top that it is not a call-in show, but it is fun. And if you don't like it, you turn it off. There'll be another regular show on Friday. If it's not your thing,
not your thing.
We're good. All right. So, hey, everybody, we are live. Scotty, Pam, Ricky is at Cheesecake Factory, but her car's broke down. She was going to join us, but she could not make it tonight because she blew a gasket, literally, I think, in her car.
I think she got a call from Cheesecake Factory.
I know. It was like, are you broken down or are you in a Cheesecake Factory? But she has something in her hand that fell off her car. So I think it's both. She said she could spend money because her car broke down. That was kind of confused there in the text. That's when I lost the thread, literally. So
the thread, literally, yeah.
Yes. Hello.
Maybe she got a really good coupon though. Like maybe she got like a free app coupon, and she was like, "I gotta go."
Don't they have like a ridiculously big menu? I've only been at Cheesecake Factory.
Pages. I've only been there a couple times, and it's like a small book, and I'm always like, yeah, I like. And I was just saying this when we went out with friends this weekend. I'm like, I like about 7 options for entrees.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yes,
yeah.
Like I think that's the right amount. Like, there's always a chicken, there's a fish, there's steak, there's some kind of vegan something or other, and then there's some other things, like things that they think they do well.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Disney menus do that pretty well, I think, for the most part.
Yeah.
Right, except for the places in Disney World where they have 4 options, and I'm like, no, that's not enough options. So yeah,
those are probably the prefix ones too.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the only place I've been to Cheesecake Factory, we talked about this, was at Disney Quest. Remember when they had the cheesecake? It wasn't like a full on.
Oh yeah, it was like a quick service location.
Yeah, it was like up very top.
This is like pages and pages of menus. In
That's
addition
to like every person
cheesecake, I'm like, ah.
Now, I have had the cheesecake many times because there was a cheer comp up in Schaumburg, Illinois, and so in their mall that was right next to the hotel we stayed at every year, there was a Mexican restaurant that was so good. It was called Uncle Julio's, and we would eat the Mexican place, and then we would I guess you could mobile order their cheesecake or something, and
you can pick it up. They usually have a window or
yeah. So we just walk pick up cheesecakes and eat them back at the hotel, because we were so full we'd wait a couple hours.
And they're huge.
Oh, they were. Yeah, there's so many kinds.
It's also a dangerous restaurant to ask the server what they want because, all right, well, if you go to page 45, column 3,
I know, yeah, right. I'm always like, how can you do all of these things well?
That's the thing. They can't. That's why. You're right, Pam. The 7 to 8 entrees, is the solid. Yeah,
Tell
not
me
800.
Right.
I don't think I had food there. I think I just had cheesecake, but the cheesecake was rocking because it was peanut butter cup, like Reese's peanut butter cup, in a cheesecake. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I like that tonight actually. Okay, let's do the show for Friday.
Now Mike's gonna go to Cheesecake Factory.
I know he's got to change his routine.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Because it's Tuesday. Are you going to Taco Bell? Because it's Tuesday.
Yeah, because I'm treating it like a Monday. It's the whole thing. Like Pam already ate because she had to teach her work day today, so she didn't have lunch. She powered through, didn't have lunch, so she's like, "I'm eating on the way home." So too bad. I was like, "We're recording early. We could go." No. So yeah,
you're done. Cut off.
That's how it's gonna be. All right, it's okay because I've been craving it all day. Don't you crave Taco Bell? Come on.
Never.
I never have once in my life. Unless if it's 2 a.m. and I've had a few cocktails or something. That might be where I might have craved it.
Love it. I got something wrong with me. Okay, here we go. 2497. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2497 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you, which again probably feels like a Thursday, but hey, it is Friday. It is the weekend. Embrace it. Don't question it. And let's just roll into it. It's only a 2-day weekend, so make the most of it. We're going to be all right, but guess what? It's June. It's summer. We're having a good time. And I know so many of us have big vacations just right around the corner. Some of us are already headed out on vacation. I know our good friend Dennis and his family headed over. He's actually on the Dream right now over in the Med. So have a good time. Bon voyage, Dennis. And so many folks getting ready to have great vacations. And that is what it is all about. That's what we're talking about today. Crew's here, having a good time. So joining me, he was in the Be Our Guest podcast studios last weekend, and you got to hear a little fun we had yesterday on the feed. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I know it was a little bit different, but thank you for at least allowing us to have some fun here on the show. I mean, we put out a 2,500 episodes. Let us have fun a little bit. You know, every once in a while we get to go off the rails here and there, and that's what we did yesterday. But joining us today, Scotty G from up in Michigan. Scott, thanks for coming on the show today. What's up?
Hey, Mike, happy to be here again. Hello, Pam. And yeah, I don't think it was off the rails too much, Mike. We're just three dudes hanging out over a holiday weekend, and like we're answering a couple questions, reading some comments from the chat. We were surprised how many people joined us. Honestly, that was pretty awesome. Yeah, so I think your description off the rails is a little much. I thought it was pretty good, but I was so excited to see the studio. It was really cool to have the ring lights on me. I think I mentioned in there, like I just glowed, you know, the lighting was so perfect. But yeah, that was a lot of fun getting to see your house because you moved several years ago and I have not seen the new house yet. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. It was good to have you here. And, you know, like I've kind of the focus of Mike in the Midwest this past week, we talked briefly. I mentioned that with this whole podcast thing over the past 16 years, we've been doing the show. It's 98% a blessing, 2% a curse, because I've met folks from all around the world that I consider family, you know, not just friends. This is so many of you are my family. You're my family extended, but it stinks because we're spread out so far. I mean, I would have never got to meet you, which is such a blessing. But this past weekend when Scotty G came down, we're hanging out in my living room. I want to do that every weekend. And the curse is you can't do that. Like Pam Forrester, introducing her right now, co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel. You know, I wish we could do this with Pam's family. You know, like we're all in 3 different places, and technology is a wonderful thing because we get to get together virtually and have this show and meet folks from all around the world. But I just want to be able to be in the same room every weekend. Can't do that. So it is kind of a blessing and a curse. Pam, do you kind of get that?
Yeah, absolutely. It makes your world so much bigger, but at times you're really aware at how big it is because the people that you care about are so far away from you. And I want to say this came out at some point while you guys were talking. So you have a ring light? Do you use a ring light every time?
I have a double ring light. I have
on you every time we record?
Yes.
Wow.
So I have 2 gigantic monitors here in the studio, and I have a ring light behind each because I got to have one on, you know, each side just in case.
Wow. So now we know who the prima donna of our show is. Well, I have no ring light on.
Well, they were buy one get one free when I bought them on Amazon. So that's why I have to.
We need like a behind the show kind of situation.
We can do that. We little BOGP studios behind.
Oh, Pam, let me send you a couple photos. You'll see the setup. All right.
I'm like
make sure you're sitting
my
down.
Lighting dude in here and be like, dude, apparently I need ring lights. What else does Mike have that I would want? I'm just saying. So
need to increase the BOGP budget for next year, I think.
Agreed. Yes. I
mean, it wasn't, you know, the buy one get one free. Trust me, they're the cheapest ones on Amazon. But I mean, they light up and they look kind of cool. So you got to have cred when you got teenage daughters, right? I mean, you got to outdo the, you know, they're again, summer break has started here in the Midwest, and you know, she slept in till 11 o'clock first day of spring or summer vacation. I walk upstairs, she rolls out of bed at 11 o'clock, had a friend spend the night, and of course all I hear is do 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 do, which is the TikTok sound, right? They're already making TikToks, rolled out of bed with Chick-fil-A on the kitchen table. I'm like living their best life. It's just not fair. And here I am working. It's just not right. Anyway, Today, let's have some fun. We're going to wrap up our little mini series we started last week. It's going to be a two-parter here. Last week, we talked about the values and the moderates, one positive and one negative for each one of those resorts to think about when it comes to staying at these resorts. And today, we thought we'd go on to the Deluxe Resorts. So, Scotty G, give us one of the Deluxe Resorts. We can kick off, and we'll each give one positive and one negative. And the folks who are joining us live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, you can throw in some thoughts, and we'll put those in here as well if you like. But go ahead, Scott.
All right, I'm going to go with one that I think gets forgotten a lot. I think it's a great way to start with. That's the Animal Kingdom Lodge Resorts.
Nice. Okay, give us a positive and negative for that one.
The positive for me, I'm going to say the dining options. I really love the unique dining offerings at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I'm combining both here, too. I think that's fair to say, right? We're going to count Jumbo and Kidani on the same one.
Yeah.
From Boma, you got a great buffet, then to signature dining at Jico. And, like, I almost think, like, Sanaa is like a signature minus, like it's not quite a full-on signature, but there's some great offerings there. I love going there for lunch where you can like view the savannah and such. But in the bar, I think is also a fantastic dining option there, the counter service. So I think that's a huge positive. If you're a foodie, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is a great resort for you.
I agree. My positive real quick, because we've got a lot of them, so we're going to kind of go quickly. My positive is you got two really cool and different pools at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You got the kind of lush, large, beautiful pool in the Jumbo House, but you got a smaller pool across the parking lot over in Kidani Village. It's got more water features. I think it's more for the younger kids set. They're going to enjoy that one. So two pools, very different type of experiences. Pam, what about you? Positive for Animal Kingdom Lodge?
So for me, I really feel like it is the activities that they offer there at the resorts. It's one of my favorite things. I mean, of course, you have the animal viewing, which you can't really do anywhere else at Walt Disney World, but very few places in the country are you going to be able to step out on your balcony and see a giraffe or a wildebeest or a zebra or something like that. But also they are so good about having activities around the resort that sort of focus on the animals and the habitat and the culture. And they also have cast members who are from some of these countries that the animals are from, who are there to interact with you and answer questions. So like all Disney resorts, they really take that theme and embrace it. And at Animal Kingdom Lodge, I think they embrace it even more than they do at other resorts just because of these things.
I agree. All right, negative. I'm going to start off real quick with a negative. It's not a huge negative for Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you get a room that's at the end of a hall,
yes,
you don't get a medal for the 5K that you have to walk to get to your room.
What about when you carried like the 200 pounds of luggage that you brought with you? You're dragging it behind you.
You should get some kind of a medal or an award.
You should. There should be a cast member position at the end of every hall, and everyone who makes it to those last 20 or so rooms, you should get something, a button or something.
Certificate, at least some kind of ribbon certificate. And, the appreciation, I don't know.
Yes.
You should get some kind of an award that you made it. Because I'm telling you what, man, there should be like a water station halfway. I don't know, because those hall, and it's just the layout because of how these resorts are set up. So everybody, they have lots of savannah views. It's almost like a cruise ship, like the verandas. They want a lot of, viewing. It's that U shape kind of thing, but you pay the piper for that. Because I've had the last room one time and my wife never let me hear but I'm like, but Pam, we have a savannah view. And she laid up after a couple days, but it was and I was like, look at all the steps I'm getting on my Apple Watch. She did not think that was funny.
She probably wanted to punch you in the
No,
face.
she did want to nail me. Exactly. But I'm just saying that can be a negative, but it could be a positive if you like steps. All right, Scott, give a negative for Animal Kingdom Lodge.
That's funny. That was going to be my negative. So I'm actually going to go with the one I thought you were going to say as a runner, and there's no place to run unless you want to count the 5K run to your room, running in the hallways, right? That could be your morning little like jog. But yeah, like all the Deluxe resorts have great places to run. Animal Kingdom Lodge unfortunately doesn't. I know, Mike, you've ran many back and forth routes in the parking lot even just to get your mileage in. So I mean, it's not a super negative, but I know there's a lot of people that want to be a little active in the morning, get their day started. You're going to have to go to the gym or just walk those hallways back and forth.
Yeah, they do have a nice treadmill there. So that's that. Because before I used the treadmill, I did run back and forth, and it was brutal, like by the parking garage at Kidani. It's just not safe, but I was an idiot. All right, Pam, what do you got?
So this is the resort that's going to be the furthest away from some of the parks, including the Magic Kingdom. And that can be a positive and a negative, really, because in some ways when you're there, I think it's really easy to sort of unplug from the theme parks when you're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, right? It's just a cool feature of that resort. You could stay there without going into any park. But if you're really concerned about it, and the other thing is that there's only bus transportation from Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's one of the few deluxe resorts that doesn't have access to a walking path, a boat, or a monorail. So something to consider there as well.
All right, Animal Kingdom Lodge. I'm going to give the next one. We're going to go Saratoga Springs Resort, one of the DVC resorts, but everybody can stay there. Don't forget, I used to think when I first kind of got into the Disney fandom, if something was a DVC resort, I'm not DVC. It's kind of off limits. Can't even go over there. Nope, it's not. Anybody can stay there. Saratoga Springs, I'm going to take the layup on this one because I'm going first. You can just walk right over to Disney Springs. Basically, you have the dining options are just incredible shopping. I mean, you can just walk literally just right into Disney Springs. You don't have to think about dining. You have everything and shopping as well. So there you go, Saratoga Springs. That's my positive. Pam.
So they redid the rooms there recently, and it is like Riviera Light in terms of the room decor and the amenities that are available at the resort. It was one of the first resorts to get not the bed in the living room is not a pull-out couch that's going to injure your back with that bar that goes across it. It actually pulls down, and it has a full-on regular mattress. They're really comfortable beds. So that, and some of the other amenities there, you can sleep 5 in that room. And I think they just really did a great job with it. The rooms looked so tired before they did the renovation, and now they look really good.
All right, Scotty G, Saratoga Springs, a positive for this resort.
Pools, baby. So many great pools at Saratoga. They have like 3 featured pools. There's 3 pools that you can like buy food at, like that's unheard of for a lot of the resorts. Sure. And I love them. They're themed different from the grandstand. Honestly, the main pool, I think it's called like the Springs pool, right, Pam? That's my least favorite.
I agree, because it's the most busy usually.
Yeah, exactly. But the paddock pool is great. The grandstand pool, just really love their pool setup there at Saratoga Springs.
All right, the negatives, and again, these aren't terrible negatives, but I mean, Saratoga Springs really isn't known for its on-site dining. You don't hear people going to Saratoga for dining. They do have it's Artist Point, correct? Is there
Turf Club?
Turf Club, yeah.
Artist Point. That's
because Artist Palate's the quick service.
Yes.
So.
Okay. I knew there's something Artist. Yeah. Turf Club. Now I'm intrigued by it. I've never eaten at Turf Club. I'm intrigued by it though, because people that eat there kind of, I think it's like a hidden place that like maybe it's got like just a niche following that people might like it.
Maybe that's it. A cult following.
A cult following.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I'm not part of that cult.
You don't like it. See again. Okay. So it's I think the dining there is a negative.
It needs a like the rooms had a great refurbishment. I'd like to see the Turf Club and the lounge next door get a big refurbishment. Would be nice. Just some decor updates, maybe a menu switch up. Maybe this isn't refurbishment. Maybe it's just a complete gutting and just starting from scratch. But
it's kind of go with the whole new restaurant there. You're saying,
yeah,
like new table service.
I would like that. I would like that.
Do you think the problem is though, is that it's too easy just to walk to Disney Springs and they're in competition with, I mean, Morimoto's and Haleo and, Boathouse. I mean, why eat at Saratoga, kind of thing.
Yeah. I just think it needs a new theming because I think it tries to be like a golf club kind of thing, and not everyone's like golfers, because you can like see the first tee because it's attached to the clubhouse basically. But I don't know. Just some new decor. It's the decor for me in the menu. And those are 2 important things I think to a restaurant. So it could need some sprucing up for sure.
It'd be cool though if they like themed it's like a restaurant like at the Masters or something, or some kind of. I mean, go all in on the golf theme. I bet you some people like it. I don't know. That'd be
or maybe it's horse theme too. I don't know. It's been so long since I've been there. It might have some horse track theme too, like the rest of the resort. I honestly can't remember.
Exactly. All right, give a negative, Scott. What you got for Saratoga?
That was actually the one I was going to do. So you keep stealing my negatives. That's awesome. So I wrote a second one down. Sometimes it might just be too big of a resort. If you want to go to Artist Palette, and you're on the other side of the resort and you don't have a car, it could be a little too big. I mean, I personally kind of like that because I have a car and, there's ways around the resort. I like walking the resorts in the morning. I think that's kind of a nice thing to do. But for some people, it might just be a little bit too big of a resort.
It's big. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
Pam, we got.
I think the theme, sometimes people say it's not quite Disney enough, right? They're not, first of all, they don't do a great job educating the guests on the theme, and I guess maybe that's the problem. You shouldn't have a theme that you have to educate people about, right? Saratoga is this little city up in New York where there's horse racing, and that's really the theme. But when you combine that with the Disney theme and whatnot, I think it just sometimes it gets a little lost on people. So people are sort of unsure as to what the theme actually is there. So maybe that. So it's probably not the kind of resort that you show a picture to your child and they're like, oh, I want to stay there, right? Because it's not like anything like that. But it actually, maybe that's a plus too for some people. But yeah, I think the theming is just a little ambiguous maybe.
I think it's one of those places you don't stay on your first trip, right? Because it's
normally not.
But it's something you kind of evolve into, which I think the kind of deluxe resorts maybe are. I think Pop Century, the All Stars, Caribbean Beach, kind of our first timers places.
But if you're a family though, looking for like a first time stay and you want like that one bedroom, like that's where I'm going to direct you because Pam was talking about those refurbished rooms. Those are like possibly my favorite on property, honestly.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Okay, so Pam, pick another deluxe and let's go at it.
Let's go to one of the originals, the Polynesian. I know, and I'll talk about a pro for that resort. I'll leave the easy one for y'all, but I'm gonna pick the theme. I really, truly love the theme of the Polynesian. And this was way before they even redid the rooms to the Moana rooms. There's just something about it. Like, it's like you took the Tiki Birds and sort of made a resort or sort of around there. It just embraces that. And I think there's just so much to love about the Polynesian. But that theme is the thing that always draws me in.
Scotty G, go ahead.
I'm just gonna straight up call like Trader Sam's a positive because I just love that lounge, especially if you're staying there too, because you can try multiple times to get in because I know it can be kind of busy sometimes, but just have a chill day at your resort and like try to get on the waiting list or try to get there early. I know this is kind of in line with Pam's answer of theming, but the theming of that lounge is so great, and I just think it's one of the better things about the resort for sure. So Trader Sam's goes positive.
For mine, it kind of goes along with Pam's. It's the nostalgia factor, right? I mean, it's like going back in time. I mean, it is the theme, but it is also for somebody like me, and I think there are other people out there with, kind of like me. There are only a few places where you can stay and you can feel like you did step back in time, like into the 70s. And the Polynesian's it, like you're back to the OG Walt Disney World Vacation Kingdom. And you're right there on, Seven Seas Lagoon, and you're stepping back in time. And for me, that's definitely a positive because, Wilderness Lodge, new resort, like that's a great experience, but it wasn't there, but this was through all the trials and tribulations of Walt Disney World. It's been there. So that I like, can't get the nostalgia really a few other places. So I'm going with that. All right. Negatives. Pam Forrester, we got for a negative for Polly.
So one of the negatives for the Polynesian is that it is such a popular resort that at times when there's a discount that's released, it's not available at the Polynesian. You can't find the room with that discount. So it's something to keep in mind. The popularity too, at times, will mean that there's a lot of folks from other resorts trying to come to that resort, and you'll find at different times, like the 4th of July and Christmas, they actually block that. Yeah. So that other people can't even come and be on the beach except for people who are staying at the Polynesian. So keep that in mind as well.
Scott, what you got?
Well, I wrote crowded as my answer.
Yeah, because I love that Scott gets to go second because then we all get to take his.
My answer has been taken every time for the negative. So I got a quick brainstorm. I'm gonna say the main pool is kind of a negative to me. And I know they've redone it. Actually, there is a hot tub now, right? If I recall,
because there is a hot tub, but no shade.
No shade, yes. And I don't know. And maybe because I've been spoiled by the DVC pool on the other side, which is actually one of my favorite pools in all the deluxe resorts. It's just that the main pool, doesn't do much for me. I mean, it's cool that you can see the castle from there, but going with the theme of being crowded, everyone wants to go there. I'm nervous what's going to happen to the future when they add more rooms at the Polynesian. It's going to feel more crowded. The pools will feel more crowded. But I'm going to go with that main pool. It's kind of kind of my negative. It's hard to find a negative at such a great resort, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I know you got to really nitpick the Polynesian to find the negative, but the negative for me is like if you're driving, parking. Like parking has always been like the biggest challenge at and I mean, if you find a spot, these are the world's smallest parking spaces ever. Like it's like trying to park an 18-wheeler in like a park. What are those called? Pargo spots or whatever they're called. Pergos, or like a golf cart sized parking space for like a Bronco or something. Like I don't know what they do, but those parking spots.
There's no cushioning for sure.
No, they're tiny parking spots, and if you find one, it's like winning a lottery ticket at the Polynesian. So the parking situation.
Yeah,
because I know
it's kind of confusing too, because like it's very narrow, like the spacing of just driving is very narrow, and like there's some weird one ways in there too.
Yeah, the parking lot itself is weird. Yeah,
it is. It's parking is a challenge. That's what I'm gonna say. It's a negative. So parking is not great there, and I don't valet because I'm cheap. All right, let's go to. I'm gonna throw out. Speaking of Wilderness Lodge, let's go there over across there and positive. I'm just gonna throw in to start off. Just the awesomeness of the entrance, the lobby, the grandness. I mean, everybody's probably been there and seen it. The arrival experience. It's just amazing. Explore the lobby. Can't beat it. All right, Scott, we got.
This will be transportation related. I love the boat over to Magic Kingdom from there. Sure, it might take you a little bit longer than if you're staying at the Grand Floridian and you're just walking or, taking the monorail, but there's something about being on a boat, and I love the size of those boats, so I'm going to go with the boat transportation.
Good call. Pam?
I am going with the music that plays throughout the resort. And I'm telling you, this is such a part of my experience. I love this resort. And at times, very often, this is one of my favorite resorts to stay at for 8 million reasons. But just keep that between us because I don't want anybody else to know about this. But for me, as soon as I walk in, and I hear the music, I really do breathe a sigh of relief. Like I feel like I'm on vacation. It's going to be a great experience. And I love everything about it. I like every song they play almost. I'm like, oh, love that one. Love that one. Like I play it at home here almost all the time. So yeah, the music. I know it sounds like a weird one, but it is.
Dances with Wolves.
Right.
When they play that, I love that song. I love
I should have went with the gift shop too. That is like low-key, like my favorite gift shop.
It is. It's such a good gift shop.
It's a great gift shop. Yeah, so many positives. Wilderness Lodge, man, we could have just done like 10 because Wilderness Lodge too. You're so close to the Magic Kingdom, and you feel like you're a million miles in the middle of forest.
Right. There are pine trees all around you.
Right, the fir trees. You can hear the wind like whistling through them. Like
next episode, all the reasons why we like Wilderness Lodge.
This is why we love it. Okay, negative. I will say sometimes the bus service is not optimal. Like when you're going to the other, because Magic Kingdom boat service is awesome, but sometimes when you're going to Epcot Studios and Animal Kingdom can be not perfect because sometimes you share a bus with like Fort Wilderness, and it can be a little bit slow. It's not perfect for that, I will say. So, Scotty G, what do you got for a negative for Wilderness Lodge?
You didn't take mine this time, so that's kind of awesome. It's hard. Again, it's hard to come up with these negatives. I'm probably gonna be yelled at by several listeners right now, but I'm gonna say the table service dining there to me is a negative.
Oof.
Whispering Canyon, not my jam. Don't really care for that, and I don't like what they did with the Artist Point refurbishment several years ago, bringing in the characters, and I just don't like it. So I'll just leave it at that. I like the other dining, like Geyser Point, that's my jam, but like at the table service dining in particular, just not my favorite there.
I know, and Artist Point used to be so good. So,
you guys are coming in hot because people like those characters, man.
I mean, the characters are cool, but like, why had to?
It should have been. I should have been at Whispering Canyon. I think the Whispering Canyon should have been the character meal, and they should have kept Artist Point as a signature dining.
Right. Yeah,
I love you guys. It was nice knowing you.
I'm glad Pam had my back on that. I figured she would.
I got your back. Yes.
Maybe I took your negative with that answer.
I have one too, though.
Go ahead, Pam. Go ahead.
So this is one of the deluxe resorts where a standard room will only accommodate 4 guests. The rooms are a little smaller at the Wilderness Lodge than they are at other deluxe resorts. And it's actually one of only 2, the Animal Kingdom being the other, where you cannot get a standard room that will accommodate up to 5 guests. So
That is a good call. You're right, because you got to think about that. Because I was just talking with Pam on Wednesday show. Scott, you weren't there, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, just get ready to book Coronado," and I forgot we have 5 people. Like, wasn't that I didn't know? He says I forgot that we have a 5th person this time when I was booking the room. I'm like, oh yeah, Zoe is coming with us, and it's a reality. And I forgot on the plane ride down that Paige won't be with us because she's coming from Chicago. Just I got to think about things. Yeah, so that stuff does happen. Yeah, Willow Lodge, you got to remember that. Okay, Scotty G, pick us another Deluxe Resort.
Well, we haven't been in the Epcot area resorts yet, so I'm going to go with the Boardwalk.
Nice call. All right, give us the positive. What you got?
A positive for me is like I just love that I can walk to Epcot in just like a short few minutes, and I'm at the International Gateway. Just love that option. I'll just say transportation in general because I know you can walk to the studios too, but again, I'm a boat guy, and I know it might take me a little bit longer, but I love riding that boat. So I'll say the transportation at Boardwalk is just really great for me.
I agree. Pam Forrester, Boardwalk.
So those rooms are being redone in the process of it, and there's nothing I like better than that new room smell. So I like what they're doing with them. I know that they've gotten sort of mixed reviews online. I think that they're making some of the changes that have needed to be made at that resort. They're giving them a zhuzh, but also adding more ports and plugs and all the things that we all need because we're taking all our devices. So I like it and like to see it happening.
I'm just going to go with the entertainment right there at your resort. I mean, you're literally on the boardwalk. You got ice cream stands. You're going to have a cake shop within the next 10 years when it opens. Maybe they'll bring back ESPN Club. No, just kidding. I wish.
I saw the sign going up for the cake.
Yeah. Yes, we waited a long time for that sign.
We did.
You got the Abracadabra. I love the screen door. That is a great shop because it has little snacks in it. You know, it's not just shopping. It's got great shopping.
Big.
But it's got, candied apples. It's got ice cream in there, like prepackaged ice cream. You can go to the ice cream shop down the other end. But, you have the pizza window. There's also some, like your carnival type foods. You can get snacks there the Papa Shots. There's all kinds of stuff going on down there. So, yes, the boardwalk is fun. It's right there on your doorstep. So there's your positives. Let's go negatives, Scotty. What you got?
So again, the negatives are hard, and I'm going to kind of spin your answer almost into a negative in this weird way, but like I kind of want more entertainment. I don't know why I feel that way because and I feel like there used to be more maybe like pre-2020, and maybe I'm wrong on that, but like I want that place like just super lively at night. Like I just want entertaining, just throwing up on me, I just want it everywhere, and I feel like it's not there, and that's kind of what I want when I say that at night, So I would, while there is some entertainment, I would like to see more, and that's like a weird spin on a negative, but that's going to be mine.
Well, so back in the day, they used to have like the Atlantic Dance Hall,
right,
used to be like a nightly thing and always full of energy. They don't use that very much anymore, except for like special events and private events. I think Jelly Rolls is back rolling again, but I don't think it's
back rolling. I like what you did there.
Look at that. I didn't mean to, but I don't think they promote it as much as they used to. Like it used to be like a bigger thing in the 90s, it was like a featured, they really pumped that up. That, it may be open, but they don't really promote it. You're right. I mean, I don't know. That's good. That's a good point because they kind of underutilize. It is, got energy down there, but it could be much more. I agree with you, Pam. What do you got?
For me, it's the dining, which seems weird because it's right there. But I will say, even though they've added like a little coffee shop in the lobby, there's not a quick service location where you can go and grab things without walking outside of your resort. There's not one enclosed right there. So I guess pajamas are allowed at the Boardwalk Bakery. I don't know, but like in the morning sometimes, right? That's what you have to do. And I just feel like for a deluxe resort, I want a signature restaurant in the resort as part of the resort. I know the Boardwalk area is there, but the Boardwalk area is sort of billed as something that's open to everyone. You know what I mean? It doesn't really feel like it's exclusive to the Boardwalk, and not that a signature restaurant would be, but I just want a restaurant that fits in with the Boardwalk theme. And I think they could do something really creative with that theme, but they just haven't. So
I like that.
That's because my wife has said that many times. Like, if you want to get like a quick service meal, you're staying at the Boardwalk and it's raining, you're in bad shape.
You're out of luck. Yeah, you got
Like there's many days she has sent, like we stayed there for marathon. We had terrible weather that weekend, right? And I mean, I just remember getting drowned like a dog because she wanted to have breakfast. Like I was like, well, I gotta suck it up and get down there and get it. It's just how
And
it
the
is.
Boardwalk Bakery, I don't think is the best breakfast
No, it
option.
doesn't
I'll be
have
honest.
many
I love
options.
the board.
I do not like Boardwalk Bakery.
do.
I'll just put it out there.
I do
But
like it, but man, you got to pay the price. To get down there, you gotta get wet. Yeah.
Mike, remember when they used to have those eggs in a bread bowl at the Boardwalk
Yes.
Bakery?
Yeah. See, that's my jam. Protein in a bowl.
They don't have it anymore. It's not there, but there's a lot of coffee cakes and a lot of whatever.
Coffee cake. I love. I discovered the coffee cake a couple years ago, and that's my jam. That's like my go-to.
They do have an almond croissant though, which is pretty good. So I'll give you that. But yeah, just
So
more.
Mike, you got a negative?
My negative again is kind of like Animal Kingdom Lodge, but I mean, it also could be for Yacht and Beach. Also, it's kind of a shared one. Longest halls ever in the history of the world. I mean, you get one of those long, into the hall rooms, and again, it's a 5K to your room. But it's just how these deluxes were laid out, like super duper long halls.
Let me ask you this: would you rather have the long halls or the big towers with the shorter halls?
Okay, so these were built in the era where I swear, like there must have been a rule that like a hotel couldn't be more than like 3 or 4 stories tall. Like that was just the aesthetic, I think, of the lay of the land at Walt Disney World. Like, the value is only 4 stories tall, and then the moderates were that way. Like when you went to Walt Disney World, everything was pretty flat. And then when they built the Grand Casino Tower, I was like, like it bothered me. Like I seriously like had a problem in my heart for like a while when this sucker was going up. I'm like, what are they doing? You cannot build this office building in my Walt Disney World. This is against like the dogma of Walt Disney World.
And then they did it with the Riviera shortly after.
Riviera is awesome. Like, so, you just got to be able to like, adapt and change it. It's fine. Like, it's totally fine. So yeah, I think we're okay going vertical, but I mean, like, at first I was like, it's like the Jeffersons or something. We're moving on up, and like, what's going on here? But it's fine. But dude, because I mean, we've all been there, right? You've been assigned to like, yes, you have room number 4701. You're like, yes, and then they show you the X on the map. You're like, is that in the same zip code? Because
right,
no, I'm not paying the same sales tax because maybe not. It's far. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to go with there because the boardwalk. Well, and also shout out to the chairs in the lobby at night. They scare the crud out of you. So that could be a negative too, but it could also be a positive if you want to scare your kids.
They took away the scary clown from the pool. Though.
Yes, they did.
They did.
I love that guy. You got spat out of his scary clown's mouth.
Yes, exactly.
It was pretty awesome, actually. Because you didn't see it, like the patrons that saw it. Like when you were getting spat out, you were just like the ejection,
Right.
I do think I have a video of me getting spat out, as you put it. So, so at least I'll have that memory.
Exactly. Yes. That's what the OGs have. Okay. Well, hey.
Are we done?
Well, I'm gonna throw this one in there because I'm staying there soon. Old Key West. And I just realized today that the 1-bedrooms do they have that patio kind of thing that like
they have the largest
table and chairs.
Yeah, they have the largest balcony by far. There's a table that seats 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong to be on July 5th. Yes. Cannot wait. So, all right, Pam, give a positive for Old Key West.
I just like that it feels like I'm vacationing in old Florida. I mean, that's just, it's like, it feels like an old, almost retirement community, right? Like the ones where you would all like, I don't know, or a beachside community where you pack up your crap for the day, you walk to the pool, you set up for the day, you're there. It's like the whole thing. So yeah, I like that about Old Key West.
Perfect. Scotty G, what do you got?
I mean, Pam just like summarized it all.
That
is it. I'll just hone in on something really specific, very weird, very Scotty G like, but those palm trees are like the most beautiful things. I don't know why. When you pull into the resort and you go on that main drag up, I think it's not Miller's Road. It's one of those roads up the way. You'll see it. You can't miss them. Like when you have the big body of water there, it's just the Sasagula. The way those palm trees line up just like pop for me. It's so beautiful. Then you go around the whole resort, like kind of going with the theming that Pam's talking about. It's the most beautiful resort in my opinion. And I know I'm a homer because I own there, but I just love it. It just spells out vacation for me. And that's what you want, right? When you're vacationing, you want a place where you feel comfortable. You want vacation, and that's what I feel like when I'm at Old Key West.
So many reasons. I mean, so many positives. I'm going to go with the patio at Olivia's. When you're sitting there having a meal at Olivia's at Old Key West on the patio, especially, and you're just watching people come and go, talking about their day, either getting ready, the excitement of getting ready to head out to the buses, or coming back like grandkids with a balloon with grandma and grandpa, the parents, and talking about what they just did at Epcot or the Magic Kingdom or whatever. It's like you're watching a Disney vacation planning video in real time. It's exactly, but it's so chill. Like nobody's ever, if you've never stayed there, you don't get it, but it's like people are not in a hurry there for some reason. It's like everybody's just having a good time and everybody's taking it down a notch. I don't know why, because like a Pop Century, everybody's frantic, and I'm there when I stay there all the time, and I'm frantic and I'm wild and excited and having fun and all that stuff. But it's like if they bring you over to Old Key West, they kind of hit you with like a relax pill or something. I don't know what it is. It's wild. It's maybe the colors, the palm trees. I don't know, but it's chill. And I love it. What got negative? And the rooms are huge. I mean, there's so many other positives, but what about negatives? I don't know. Scott, what you got?
You just said the word. It's rooms. Yes, the rooms are big. I believe they're like some of the biggest on property, especially in the Disney Vacation Club categories, like for their studios, and actually all of them, like the one bedroom, the 2 bedroom, they're huge. They are so outdated, and they just. I'm dying for the Saratoga Spring refurbishment to come to Old Key West. It desperately needs it. And I know they've done some things recently. I think they did some of the restrooms, some of the bathrooms in the rooms, but it needs to be updated so bad. I don't care if my dues go up. I don't care. I just want those rooms to be nicer. They really need to be refurbished.
They need zhuzh down to the studs.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
It's not retro.
It's not retro.
It's not retro.
Just janky. It's just janky.
I know. Like carpet needs to come out. I mean, it just needs.
It's bad.
And like the layout of the 1 bedroom is kind of weird too. How you have like where the TV stand is it's kind of weird. I'll say, but
you mean the dresser?
The dresser. Yeah, the dresser.
Not a TV stand. Even.
Like the island dresser or whatever it is.
Yes,
like I don't know what it is.
The whole thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I love the resort. We always hear me talking about it, but I will be well-known negative towards those rooms. They just need to be rejudged as a.
You think that has to be on the horizon, right? I mean, with
I thought 10 years ago they were on the horizon.
Me too. I'm like, surely it has to be coming.
Yeah,
they are, and don't call me Shirley.
So thanks for going to me first because I know I took Pam's on.
Oh well, it's okay. Pam, what do you got?
I got another one because as much as I love the resort too, the dining options just are not enough. First of all, there's not a counter service to speak of unless you want to call the
goods to go, the counter service. Yeah.
Right. And it's not. It's just there's just not enough dining for a resort that large, and what they have is not good enough. So that's a down.
Agreed.
My negative is if you don't have a car, this one is a chance. Like if you get a room in the back, I mean, you are way away.
You're at Hollywood Studios, basically.
Yes. You are. You want to be by the hospitality house. For sure.
I mean, it is a long way to
like cross the street, go to Hollywood Studios and grab the bus there to somewhere.
It's a long way.
I'll tell you what, though, like that one year, Mike, where we were just there after our cruise on the Fantasy, and they launched the minivans, remember, as a trial period. And we would take those minivans because they were free too, and they were trying them out. And we would tell them our building at Old Key West, they would drop us right off the front of the building. That was so nice.
That is nice.
And I mean, there is the internal shuttle bus, which you can catch, which is the way around that. There's you just catch the bus up to the front, which you can do. But I mean, if you're, impatient,
just make sure you know that it's going to go back, because sometimes they'll change the loop. Like it'll be the internal bus, and then the next thing you know, you're at Disney Springs. So that has happened to me, and I
ask every time I get on.
Yeah. Or else you'll end up like the Magic Kingdom or something. Like
because that's what it does. The internal bus runs. That's its route. It's internal, and then eventually it will go to Disney Springs. And one time the guy didn't tell me. Oops.
Oh. I'm on Buena Vista Drive. What's going on?
Yeah, and I was just killing time before a flight to the airport, so that was fun trying to get back so I can get to the airport.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Okay, so let's do yacht and beach together because we're running a little tight on time here, as always, because we never can get anything done quickly on this show because that's just how we are. We hang out and we have fun. Yacht and beach positives. Pam Forrester.
I'm gonna take it. It's the pool. Hello. If you don't know that this is the best pool on Disney property, I don't know what to say. So it's the pool.
Not much there. Scott, what you got?
I unlike my Wilderness Lodge answer, I will say a positive is the table service restaurants here. I love Ale and Compass is starting to grow on me. I know Pam, like you are really liking that a lot recently.
I do.
And I'm still a fan of Yachtsman. I know it might not be on everyone's radar, but I have some cool memories there. So like kind of nostalgic for me, but I really
rolls.
Yeah, hello, yeah, right. So a big fan of Yachtsman, a big fan. I really like what they did with Ale and Compass. I mean, Captain's Grill was Captain's Grill, but Ale and Compass is superior for sure. So I'm gonna say I like the table service dining at both of those. And I'll throw in Beaches and Cream in there too.
Yes, gotta have that. And I will say lately you've been seeing some nice like AP discounts, some 30% off room discounts, especially over at Yacht Club for like resort view rooms. The lead-in rooms used to be standard view rooms. They've just changed the terminology. During certain times of the year, you can catch, I mean, for a deluxe resort that has walkable access to both Epcot and the studios and Skyliner access, you know, if you want to, you know, head over to Caribbean Beach, the Riviera, Art of Animation, Pop Century to check those resorts out. And for these big rooms, dining, you know, all these dining options you have. I mean, it's got a lot going on and you can get some decent value out of these discounted rooms. And they are showing availability for a lot of the times of the rooms, especially on the Yacht Club side. But I'm also seeing Beach Club more often than we've seen it in the past. So availability on the discounts, kind of the opposite of what Pam said for the Poly earlier. We're seeing that at Yacht and Beach. So that is a positive for these two resorts right now. All right, Pam, go negative for these.
So it's hard because, you know, the Yacht Club is almost always one of my top 2 or 3 resorts. I like it there. But I think, again, for some folks, the Yacht Club doesn't feel kid-friendly enough. And I've never understood that, but I know that that's the impression out there, that it doesn't feel kid-friendly enough. So I guess that's a negative for me.
Yeah.
It's a positive. But
I feel it's a negative that Yacht Club doesn't get enough love versus Beach because I think Yacht Club is better. And I
prefer Yacht too. And it's an evolution. I used to prefer Beach, but I don't know why. Like Yacht just seems quieter, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. Yeah, because Beach is more. It seems more fun because it's more pastels, right? It seems more like vacation-y, right? And Beach Club has the villas. It has the DVC side to it. Yacht doesn't. Mm-hmm. Is that a negative? Is that a positive? I don't know.
I don't know. I like the decor better in Yacht Club, but yeah. I don't know.
Oh, so did you give a negative? I mean, is that
I did.
That was her negative. Yeah,
that was good, Scott.
So
okay, I'm like, so that
was losing control here. It's almost over.
So I'm all about the food here with the Yacht and Beach Club apparently, because my positive was I like the table service dining. I didn't talk about Cape May in there either, but my negative is the counter service. Like
terrible.
I do not like going to
the beach.
I guess the marketplace has gotten a little bit better over the years. I'd say maybe, I don't know, but Pam was talking about like having like a dedicated like restaurant somewhere for some of these places, like at the boardwalk. Like, why can't there be just like a straight up like normal dedicated like counter service at the Yacht and Beach? I don't know. Find the space, Disney. Find the space.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the whole gift shop / like marketplace combination. It's weird to me, and I don't like it. So,
yeah, my wife has always said that, right? Like, I mean, it's a deluxe resort. Why does Pop Century smoke it out? Like, as far as having a better counter service options in the moderates, it's a deluxe. You know, like, why can't they have a counter service location?
I don't know. To me, they don't have a true counter service to me.
They don't. It's in their store. Yeah, right. I mean, with like a few options, you know, because you get back there late at night, you're hungry, man. You're in trouble.
I will say though, in the morning, that egg sandwich with the ham and cheese and egg and pretzel bread is legit.
Legit.
If they take that away, there's another website in my future.
And I like the specialty coffee area is pretty good too. But it's just like I don't know. Like, remember, we're struggling to find negatives for some of these. These are deluxe resorts. It's going to be tough.
Right?
And that's just
that's a legit complaint.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're right, if you're back at the resort early in the evening, you're like, I want a little something. You're like, there's nothing.
It seems like, it seems, it's totally okay. Again, I'm going to go with bus service to the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. You get great option to get to Epcot Studios, but you might be sharing, you might be doing Yacht Beach and Boardwalk, which again, like Pop Century's buses are so efficient in their value, and then you're at a deluxe and all of a sudden you're sharing buses. Sometimes that's not cool. So that could be a negative. All right. So what are we missing?
We're missing two Contemporary and the Grand Floridian.
All right. Do you want to, okay, let's power through them because we're getting short on time. Let's go Contemporary. Scott, positive.
Positive, I can walk to the Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Said. Pam?
It's one of the originals, and they have redone the rooms in the not too distant past, so they're incredible themed, and they're incredible. They look good.
And I'm going to go surprisingly good shopping at the Contemporary. Great stores.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love those stores in the Contemporary. All right. What about negatives for the Contemporary? Scott?
I kind of sort of, well, actually, Pam took this for the Polynesian, so I'm going to take it here too. It's crowded because everyone wants to see the Contemporary. You can walk from the Magic Kingdom, so people might be at the Magic Kingdom taking breaks, walking over, taking the monorail, doing like a monorail crawl. So if you're staying there, like it's not isolated to just those guests staying there. It is going to be crowded on that main concourse there. So to me, that's kind of a negative. Like it's just loud on that. But like if you're staying there and you're in other rooms though, you really don't hear it, which is brilliant. Like I don't know how they do that, but I would just say like it can be very crowded at times.
All right, Pam Forster.
The pool situation. First of all, you do not have access to the pool at the villas if you're staying at the Contemporary. So you only have access to that one main question mark theme pool, which is
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, not that. And then the pool in the back, which is the one we usually go to, has been the same since the Contemporary opened.
Is that the one that we all hung out at during
the bullseye pool? Yeah.
I had a photo of Steve and Liz pop up this weekend, I swear, of them like doing like this like half zoom photo. They're like half in the water taking the photo. It's one of my favorites, but I do like that pool.
I do too, but it needs judged. Yes. Like there's tiles missing on that
yes,
pool.
It does.
That's a retro pool for real.
It's a retro.
I think it was originally called, I think Dr. Kai sent us like a blueprint of the Contemporary, and it was called like the teenager pool. I think it was what it was originally was.
That's why we had so much fun in that thing during COVID. Because we're all trying to find video of teenagers that day. Yeah, that's fun.
So Mike, you're negative.
My negative, man, it's again, but Scott, this is one of the few hotels I've never stayed at the Contemporary. This is probably the only one I think I've never stayed at Walt Disney World at this point. But you said you've enjoyed running there, right?
Oh, yeah. The trail is great because it's Mickey guides you there. There's these signs for arrows pointing, and it's Mickey Mouse, like in a jogging outfit. Then you run across the Bay Lake. It's a great running track. I think you got to do a little bit of parking lot, but that's not too bad. But yeah, I think it's a fun trail.
I was going to go running because I wouldn't think there'd be a great running, but you say there is running, so I really don't know. I could go quick service restaurant, but I mean I kind of like Contempo Cafe because you're not going to get a lot of hot items there, but they have killer sandwiches. I really enjoy their sandwiches. They have good ice cream. I mean, they have good options, but I mean, it's not a huge menu, but it serves, fresh items, and it's pretty good.
Just go with your negative that you don't like fireworks and you don't want to hear them when you go to bed.
That doesn't bother me. I mean,
I know I'm just being
I don't have a lot of negatives for this hotel, but I've never stayed there, so I don't have a lot firsthand. I mean, I'll be honest. All right, let's finish it off with Grand Floridian, the old flagship. I don't know if it still is, but I guess they still call it that. Pam, give a positive.
It's funny because this is my positive, so many of them, but the room theme at this resort is just fantastic. And the rooms in general are just fantastic. First of all, this redo is great. It just, it's Mary Poppins themed, and it just Mary Poppins Returns actually, but it's just beautiful. The rooms are stunning. And there are a lot of different room configurations there. So if you're looking for a unique room or something that may be out of the ordinary, check into that because there's a lot of different room types. So I think that's a big plus for this resort.
I'm not going to take dining because that is Scotty G at the Grand Floridian. That is totally his because it's his jam, his restaurants. But I will say, I enjoy the pools at the Grand Floridian. They're not like
Yes.
it's like understated but awesome. Like we've had great pool days there, but they're not crazy wide. Like the DVC pools got kind of the bucket. No, the is it Alice in Wonderland kind of thing?
It is Alice in Wonderland, which is sort of interesting, but
kind of fun. But that one is kind of rectangular pool that's just kind of in the middle of the resort. I love that pool, but it's nothing super like over the top, but it's just a fun, just relaxing, chill. It's got a bar next to it. I think we've had great days there. I like
yeah,
that.
it's a great pool.
It's a fun pool to chill out. All right, Scott, did you take it?
I mean, I have to go dining. Thank you, Mike. You're so kind. But I mean, you have two of like my top 4 or 5 with Narcoossee's and Citrico's there. Grand Floridian Cafe is another solid choice if you're not wanting to go signature. Victorian Albert's is there. Hello. And Gasparilla, I think is. I was trying to sound like you there, Pam. Hello, Victorian
Hello.
Albert's. And then I will say, I think Gasparilla is like a really good counter service. If you're at the Magic Kingdom and you need an escape from all the excitement or need some air conditioning on a hot day, boat over and go to Gasparilla and you'll find some good menu options and you'll get a great blast of AC. So can't beat the I think it's the best dining resort in my opinion.
And
so
get the coconut pot de creme from Gasparilla. It's good.
Hot take. I love it. Well, not a hot take, but a great tip. That's
okay. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's like sort of like a coconut tart. It's good. If you like coconut, you'll like it.
So it's like a dessert.
It is a dessert, yeah. And they call it coconut pot de creme, which it's not really pot de creme because it has a crust, but whatevs. I mean, whatever they want to do.
See, today is labeled an educational podcast. All right, let's close it out with a negative for the Grand Floridian. I will just go that again. This is one of those resorts that's set up with kind of like buildings, right? So if you are in, one of the buildings and you got to get over to the main building for some reason because you want to go over to 1900 Park Fair, Grand Floridian Cafe, or Gasparilla's, you may get wet because you do have to step outside of your building to get from building to building, or to go to the store or something like that, or to go to get your goods, your hand goods. What's that store?
If you're not staying at club level, yes.
Yeah, if you're not staying club level, you may get wet. I mean,
yes.
just grab an umbrella. I mean, that is something to consider because, some resorts are all, one building. This one is not, which is a positive and a negative. All right, that's my negative. Scott, what you got?
I'm struggling here. I'm just gonna go with the parking lot as just like a quick one, just to have an answer. So there's 2 parking lots. You have like your main lot, then your DVC lot. 9.5 out of 10 times, the guard is gonna have you put you over to the DVC lot. And granted, there's more parking there because the main lot is very small with parking. There's like only 3 rows of parking. But you are just so far, unless if you're staying in that DVC building, if you're trying to go to like Narcoossee's or something, you're walking 10 to 15 minutes just to get to the restaurant from there.
Far away.
Yeah. So like I like to do valet, honestly. I mean, because like you're parking a mile away. But so I would just say the parking lot situation is not my favorite there.
All right, Pam, close out.
So this is the biggest complaint we hear about Grand Floridian. It's not kid friendly. And I'm always like, I don't even understand this, but people are like, it feels fancy and blah, blah, blah. So, that's the complaint I have, but I will say if you go there with kids, you're going to find plenty to do. My biggest complaint negative about it is the fact that they do not have the Grand Floridian Orchestra anymore.
Yes.
What's up with that?
Thank you. I miss them. They're so
great way to close it out. Yeah.
Yeah. They were such a part of the Grand Floridian experience, and just being able to walk in and hearing that live band was fantastic. So I miss it.
Yeah, that live entertainment. But to the point though about the kid friendly thing, I think you think that until you stay there once, and then when you
100%.
stay there once, you see kids running around. It's like any other Walt Disney World Resort.
Yep.
Because I used to think that. I used to be scared to even pass through there. I'm like, I can't go through there, and now I've actually stayed there, and like they let Mike from the Midwest stay there, and I was fine. They didn't kick me out. Amazingly enough. I mean, I'm not going to Victorian Albert's, but not pushing that limit. That's crazy. Anyway, so come over to the clubhouse. Let us know. What did we miss? What did we, let's keep the conversation going. BRGuestPodcast.com/Discord. This weekend, we're going to have some fun over there. We're not waiting this weekend. It's Friday. Let's have fun right now. So come on over. And thanks for hanging out with us today. Scott, Pam, have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. And a great show. Appreciate you guys.
It's awesome.
Happy to be here.
All right. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. You know what to do. Adventures out there. Let's grab it by the horns like a bull. Let's have some fun. Let's go to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney. We'll get you there. No additional cost to you and give you lots of good little booking bonuses along the way. Check out all the details this weekend over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's brguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really helps us out. And thank you to our patrons. You guys make all these shows possible. Support us just $5 a month and you get a bonus show. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Give us a follow on the social media. I'm at BRGuestMike. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. She's got a lot of cool stuff coming up soon, so make sure you're following her. Scott's at Epscott, EPSCOT. He's got his vlogs coming out here soon. More new stuff coming up there, so check him out as well. And of course, like I said, the Discord is awesome. The clubhouse, brguestpodcast.com/Discord. We'll check you out over there. Scott and I will be on the air this Sunday night. We'll be back with your calls. So join us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We'll see you there and take your calls Sunday night. So be there or be square. All right. Time to have a fun weekend. Let's all get out there and have a good time. So until we get back together again on Sunday night, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right.
Awesome. I got to jump on my call with my folks at their 1 year mark. So pep them up.
All right. I will see you guys later. And thank you so much. And have a good
to see you, Pam.
All right. See you guys.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Hey, Mike, real quick. I will be in Nashville next Sunday, but I'm bringing my laptop. So I'll just record I'll just be from the hotel room.
Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be even better. That'll be fun. Okay. I appreciate you.
I'll be in your time zone next week. So I got to remember that. Okay. It's not 7 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock.
No, I appreciate you doing that. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Because I know we missed last week. I said that to Elizabeth on the drive home. Like, oh shoot, I better pack my laptop so that I can record with Mike because I don't want to miss back-to-back weeks.
No, I appreciate you doing that. That's awesome. Yeah. No, thank you. No, okay, cool. Yeah. So just let me know.
Sounds good.
All right.
It feels like a Monday, but it's Tuesday. It's so weird.
It does. I know. I've been messed up all day on my emails.
Yeah.
So tell the girls I said hello and thanks for hustling home. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Same here. Have a great rest of the night. Talk to you tomorrow.
You too.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.